Good morning, good evening, wherever you are around the world, welcome to our practice. Let's take a bolster, crossing the ankles, starting in supported Sukhasana. The elbows back, the chest starting to open and the eyelids gently closing. Soft, smooth inhalations and soft, smooth exhalations. Relax the feet, relax the ankles. Keep lifting the chest, relaxing the legs. Soft, smooth inhalations and exhalations. Allow the lower jaw to hang from the top jaw and the root of the tongue to pacify completely. And then lifting the hands and pressing the palms together. Relifting the chest and starting our practice together with one more. Inhale. And then gently bring the hands back to the thighs, the chin lifting up, the eyelids opening. And we're ready to begin. I'm just going to turn and face you, stay where you are. We're going to stay on our bolsters, crossing our ankles, letting the legs flow down, bringing the arms in front, interlocking the fingers, turning the palms out, the tips of the thumbs touching, and lifting the arms up to Parshvatasana in Sukhasana. Keep relaxing the ankles down, relaxing the legs down, lifting the arms up higher. And 2, and 1. Bring the arms back down, changing the interlock of the fingers, turning the palms out, tips of the thumbs touching, elbows straight. And inhale, lifting up. Now re-relax the feet, the knees, the thighs. And as you press down, re-lift the arms up. Feel the armpits stretching, and 2, and 1. Bring the arms back down, and releasing. Okay, changing the cross of the ankles. Resettling. Parshvatasana in Sukhasana. Interlocking, turning out. More vibrancy in the arms now. Inhale, lift. Feel the waist stretching. And 2, and 1. Bring the arms back down, releasing, changing the interlock. And back out, firm arms, shoulder blades going down the back. And lifting up. Re-relax the legs, stretch the waist, push the hands up to the sky. And 2, and 1. Exhale and releasing and coming down. Alright, let's move our bolster to the side. We'll come back to it in a little bit and grab 2 blocks for our next pose. The 2 blocks are placed at the front of the mat. Frontalasana, hands on the hips, elbows back, and step the right leg forward and the left leg back. Nice wide stance, distance between the feet. Roots of the thighs firm. And then coming down and placing the hands on the blocks. If it's too hard to reach the blocks, you can always be using a chair for your hands instead. Parshvatasana. Turning the hips more and more to really face the front of the mat. Pressing into the back heel and the outside edge of the back foot. The inner knee of the back leg is going back. Keep the femur bones firmly coming into the hip sockets. Move the cellular chest forward. And then coming back up and Tadasana. Simplify Vrikshasana. Bring the arms up, interlock the fingers, turn the palms out. Lifting the arms up. Keep the heels really super dense and firm, pressing down. The quadriceps gripping up. The roots of the femur bones coming into the hips. Lift the arms and 2, and 1, and And coming back down and releasing. Changing the interlock, turning the palms out. Press into the feet. Inhale, lift up. Heels flat. Quadriceps gripped up. Roots of the thighs flat. Stretch the arms. And 2. And 1. Coming back down and releasing. Left leg forward. Parsvottanasana, hands on the blocks. Nice wide stance between the feet. Femur bones firm. And coming forward. And bringing the hands to our chosen support. With an exhale, turn the hips to the left so they're really facing the short edge of the mat. And then press into the outside edge of the back heel and press the back heel down. Squeeze the back inner knee and move it back. Roots of the thighs firm. Press into the hands to lift up, to open the chest, to move it forward. And 2. And 1. Inhaling up. And Tadasana. Widen the feet apart, the width of the mat, make sure that the feet are parallel. Press down into the heels. Bring the arms forward, interlock the fingers, turn the palms out, and inhale and lifting up. Keep pressing down into the heels, stretching the arms higher, and now coming like this into Utkatasana. So bending the knees, imagining there's a chair behind you, so the buttocks are moving back, the femur bones are keeping into the hip sockets, the heels are firm. Try to keep stretching up through the arms, push through the heels of the hands. And 3, and 2, and 1. Back up, and exhale, and releasing. Changing sides. The arms back up, changing the interlock, turning the palms out, activating. Heels firm. Lift those arms up. Feel firmness, feel direction, feel liftingness, and feel grounded through the feet. And now with an exhale, bending the legs. The buttocks moving back, sitting on that imaginary chair. The femur bones moving back, the heels firmly pressing down. Push out through the heels of the hands. Feeling themselves everywhere. And 2, and 1. Back up. And coming halfway down. And then releasing and stepping the feet together. Tadasana. Parsvottanasana again. Right leg forward, left leg back. Prepare the legs, turn the hips. And exhaling forward. Immediately the body knows where it's supposed to go. So encourage it, turn the hips to the right. Push into the outside edge of that back heel, squeeze the back inner knee. Femur bones firm. And now bending that front knee. And then straightening and sucking the femur bone into the hip socket. And again, bending that front knee. And then moving backwards, drawing the femur bone head in. Third and final time, keep the back leg straight, strong. And back up. And coming up. And releasing. Changing sides. Left leg forward, right leg back. Simplified Parsvottanasana. Prepare the legs. Exhaling forward. Press into the back heel, turn the hips, squeeze the back inner knee. Roots of the thighs coming into the hip sockets. And now bending the front leg and extending. Bending and extending. Femur bones coming in. One more time, bending the front knee. Keep the back leg firm and extend the front leg, femur bones coming into the hip sockets. And then coming back up and stepping the feet together. Tadasana. Bring the arms in front, interlock the fingers, turn the palms out, and inhale, lift up, simplify Vrikshasana. Keep the heels firm, squeeze the elbows, and now coming into Utkatasana. Bending the knees, buttocks back, heels firm, stretching up through the arms, and 3, and 2, and 1. Back up, and exhale, and releasing Tadasana. Changing sides. Arms up, change the interlock. And ready, inhale, lifting, simplify Vrikshasana. Legs firm, arms stretched. And now from here into Utkatasana. Sitting back, stretching the arms up, pressing into the heels, go as low as you can. And 3, and 2, and 1. Back up. And exhale, and releasing. Okay, right leg forward, left leg back. Simplify Parsvottanasana. Bending the knee. Now move the blocks forward. Shorten the distance between the feet. And then lift the back leg, rolling it in so the toes face to the ground. Ardha Virabhadrasana. Pull the femur bones into the hip sockets. Make sure you're gripping the thigh of the standing leg upwards to avoid overextending the back of the knee. And then bending the knee. Feet to the floor, stepping back, moving the blocks back. Simplified Parsvottanasana. Grip the femur bones into the hips. And again, bending the knee. Moving the blocks forward, bringing the back foot closer, lifting the back leg, straightening the standing leg, femur bones coming into the hip sockets, front quadricep gripping upwards. Press into the hands on the blocks to move the cellular chest forward. And 2, and 1. Foot to the floor. Bringing the blocks back, moving the back foot back. Simplified Parsvottanasana. Regrip the legs. Third and final one. Bending the front knee, femur bones coming into the hip sockets. Move the block forward, move the back leg in. And lifting up. Make sure that back leg is rolled in. And then straighten the standing leg, pull the quadricep firmly upwards, femurs coming into the hip sockets, push into the hands to move the chest forward. And 2, and 1. Bending the standing leg, stepping back, blocks back, move the back foot back. Simplified Parsvottanasana. Cellular chest moving forward, legs gripping, heels firm. And then coming back up. And Tadasana. Inhale the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Grip the quadriceps up. And from here, Utkatasana. That's it. Squeeze the inner knees against each other. And 2, and 1. Back up. And again. Ready? Utkatasana. Squeeze those inner knees against each other. And 2, and 1. Back up. Third and final one. Utkatasana. Press the heels down. Squeeze the inner knees. Stretch the arms. And 2, and 1. Back up. And exhale. And release. Changing sides. Left leg forward. Right leg back. Simplified Parsvottanasana. Bend the front knee. Move the blocks forward. Shorten the distance between the feet. Roll the back thigh in. And lift the back leg. Pushing out through the ball of the foot. Straighten the standing leg. And grip the quadricep muscle up. Femur bones firm. And 3, and 2, And one. Bend the standing leg. Foot to the floor, move the blocks back, step the foot back. Simplified Parsvantanasana. Return the hips to the front of the mat. Re-push into the outside edge of the back heel. Squeeze the back inner knee. Bend the front leg. Move the blocks forward. Move the back foot in. Roll the back leg in. And charge, lifting. And then straighten the standing leg and grip the kneecap up. Grip the quadricep muscle up. Femur bones coming into the hip sockets. Press into the hands to move the sternum forward. And 2. And 1. Bending the standing leg. The blocks back, the foot steps back, nice wide distance. Simplified Parsvantanasana. Turn the hips again to face the front of the mat. Third and final time. Bending the standing knee. Moving the blocks forward. Moving the back foot in. And lifting. Rolling the back leg in, push through the ball of the foot. And then straightening the standing leg. Grip the quadricep muscle up to make sure the back of the knee doesn't extend. Femurs into the hip sockets. Move the cellular chest forward. Press into the hands to move it forward more. And 3. And 2. And 1. Bending the standing leg. Foot to the floor. Move the blocks back. Move the foot back. One last. Simplified Parsvantanasana. Pull the femur bones into the hip sockets again. Heels firm, chest lifted. And when we're ready, inhaling up. And stepping the feet. And finding Tanasana. Deep inhalation. Deep exhalation. Find your feet again. Press down into them. Feel the heels firm. And rise up from that pressing downwards. And we are now going to come onto the mat for some Parivrita Parsvantanasana preparations. So having our blocks to the side and taking a blanket, meeting back here on the mat. Making sure to place your blanket this way so you're making the most out of the length in the fold of the blanket. And coming to kneel on the blanket. Hands on the hips. Press down into the tops of the feet firmly so you're connecting from that area. Middle buttocks pressing forward, outer arms back, lift the chest. And we're going to step the right leg forward. And then we're going to move it more forward and lunge down. Outer arms back. Femurs are still coming into the hip sockets. Lift the chest to the sky. And 2. And 1. Coming back up. Moving the foot back in. And back to kneeling. Connect to the tops of both of your feet. Outer arms back. Changing sides. Stepping the left leg forward. Moving the foot forward. And then coming down with the hips. Outer arms back. Roots of the thighs still firm. Lift the chest to the sky. And 2. And 1. Coming back up. Moving the foot in. And back to kneeling. Press down into both tops of the feet. Outer arms back. Second round, here we go, changing sides. Right leg forward. And now moving the foot even further forward. And lunging down. And by moving the foot further forward, we've kept the shin perpendicular to the ground, which we want. Now we're going to turn and twist to the right. So the right hand comes to the outside edge of the right thigh and presses down and draws it into the hip bone. And the left hand comes to the outer knee, turning and twisting. Try to turn from the belly button area, from the left to the right. And now our inner elbow is going to hook the knee and continuing to turn and twist. And now the outer elbow is going to press against the outside edge of the knee and turn and twist. Back to the inner elbow, back to the hand, facing forward, coming out, moving the foot in, and back to kneeling. Outer arms back. Okay, the other side, here we go. Left leg forward. Moving the foot forward. Exhaling, lunging. Preparing for twist. So the left hand comes to the outside edge of the left thigh, presses down and draws the femur bone into the hips. And the right arm, the right hand holds the outside edge of the knee. With the exhale, twisting from the navel over and over again. And now we're coming a little bit deeper. The inner elbow is hooking the front of the knee and continuing the twist. And now the outer elbow to the outside edge of the knee and continuing the exhale to twist from the navel. Coming back to the inner elbow. Back to the hand, hands on the hips, coming back up, bringing the foot in, and coming back, and sitting on our heels, putting the skin of the kneecaps up. Elbows back, outer arms back, deep inhalation, deep exhalation, Vajrasana. Re-relax the face. The shoulder blades going down the back. And it is now time to get our bolster back again and meet on the mat for Upavishta Konasana. We're sitting on our bolsters. Our legs are wide. Widen the sit bones apart. The heels firm, the front thighs pressing down, hands on the bolster, press down into the hands, outer arms back, and lift the chest to the sky. And now we're going to bend our right knee in, so we can reach for the back of the knee, bending the knee in, reaching for the back of the left knee, bending the knee in, Sukhasana. And unbending, Upavishta Konasana, heels sharp, lift the chest. And now starting from the left side, bending the knees in, one at a time, Sukhasana, and back to Upavishta Konasana, heels firm, outer edges of the feet coming towards the hips, lift the chest. And from the right side, bending in, and back to an alert Upavishta Konasana. And from the left side, Sukhasana, Upavishta Konasana. One more time, from the right first, Upavishta Konasana. And from the left, Sukhasana, and unfolding, sharpness, Upavishta Konasana. And now bending the right knee. We're going to come to Baddha Konasana so it doesn't come across as much. And then bending the left Finding Baddha Konasana, press the feet against each other. And back to Upavishta Konasana. Bending the right knee in, left. Press the feet together. Inner groins rolling back, lift the chest. And Upavishta Konasana. Heels firm, press the front thighs down, rip those muscles around the bones. Last one. Bending the knee in, press the feet together. Inner groins rolling back, press into the hands to lift the chest up. And then back to Upavishta Konasana. And shaking that out gently. Okay, let's take those openings now into a Supta Baddha Konasana. So blanket, 2 blocks, bolster, strap, actually 2 blankets. And we'll meet back on the mat with all of that stuff. This is the beautiful setup. So we have a bolster, and if you have a very thin bolster, then don't have this blanket here. But if you have a nice thick, chunky bolster, a blanket folded in half here that we're going to sit on, 1 blanket for the neck and head, and blocks for our outer groins. I'm going to sit on the end of that bolster first, bringing the feet together, and let's take our strap and make a nice big loop that we're going to put over our heads, arms through, bringing the strap low down on the hips, and the front bit going over the feet. And now pulling to tighten, and as we tighten, make sure that this stays low on the hips. Okay, we're coming forward now to be on our blankets, and we're moving our blocks in using the size that works for you to give the outside edges of your legs support. See if you can tighten up a little bit more. This is a very long strap, so let me pull it in a little bit here. And lying down, as we lie down, press into the feet to lift the hips and move the buttocks towards the heels. And then come and lie down. And take the blanket and bring it underneath the neck and head. If the blanket doesn't feel high enough, double it up, have a height that works for the shape of your neck, the way that you hold your head, and extending the arms out to the side. Finding a smooth and even breath. The whole front body and the front face melting backwards towards the earth. Now let's move our arms, so bending the elbows and stretching the arms straight to the sky. Rebending the elbows and holding the outer arms and bringing the arms above the head. Now the part of the arm that's connecting with the palm of each hand, so the outer arm, move it outwards, move both outer arms outwards into the palms of the hands. And feel the broadness that this brings to the back, to the chest, to the shoulders. Soft, smooth inhalations and exhalations, keeping those actions intact. And still the entire front body, the groins, the abdomen, the face, the throat, receding, melting, dissolving backwards. Changing the cross of the arms, so stretching the arms back so they're parallel, and then bending the elbows and holding onto the outer arms again. Feel that part of the arm connecting into the palm of each hand, and widen the outer arms apart from each other. Feeling them press towards the palms of the hands, and noticing the broadness that then ripples down the back, through the front chest, and in the shoulder area. Long, soft, smooth inhalations. Long, soft, smooth exhalations. And now the hands letting go of the arms, stretching the arms back, opening the eyes, lifting the arms up, and bringing the elbows, the forearms down to the ground. We're going to make our way back up now. Pressing, lifting up, coming back up, and taking our straps off. Okay, one last beautiful restorative chest opener, supported Situ Bandha Savandasana. So we need a bolster, a blanket, 2 blocks and a wall. It's always like a little recipe, isn't it? But it'll be worth it. So meeting back for that here. Are we ready? So actually we need 2 blankets, sorry about that, because I'm going to give us a nice little support for the neck. So first of all, placing your blanket lengthwise, your bolster, the blocks are for your feet, and then folding and placing it right here. It's going to be for the shoulders, and then the back of the head will be here. The strap we'll put on around our legs, but first we want to test out our distance. So the feet are against the wall. The legs want to be able to be straight, and the shoulders want to be on this first stage, this first blanket, and then the back of the head on the other blanket. Arms can either be like this, and if that's creating any kind of strain, like that. So, making sure that you have the right distance, and then when you do, let's put the strap over our legs. Tightening up, and then bringing the heels to the blocks, the feet to the wall. Press into the hands, lift the hips, and move the buttocks towards the wall. Coming down, straightening the legs, sliding back on the bolster until you find the shoulders on the first folded blanket and the back of the head on the other one. Keep the heels firm. Keep rolling the thighs in, and then choose which arm position works best for you. Diagonalized, or where the elbow is in line with the shoulder and the forearm is perpendicular. And then when you feel ready, closing the eyes and resuming with our soft, smooth, deep inhalations. And long, soft, pacifying exhalations. Keep inviting the shoulders to relax more and more profoundly on the blanket. And keep inviting the abdomen to melt more and more towards the lower back, towards the bolster. Keep the cervical spine long, the front throat soft. The jaw, the cheeks, all of the little muscles around the eyes and the forehead. Smooth, passive. And taking one last long, deep, soft inhalation and a long, pacifying exhalation. And then the eyelids gently opening, bending the knees and bringing the feet off the blocks onto the floor. And now just gently rolling over. Okay, we can free our legs from the straps, and it is now time for Shavasana. So utilising everything that we have. Blanket for the neck and head, folded for the thickness that works for you. Blanket to cover up, to stay a little warm maybe. And bolster for the backs of the knees. Coming in, making sure that the buttocks are moving towards the bolster so that the lower back connects to the ground. Making sure that that top blanket is really in the right position. If you're needing a little warmth, go ahead and cover up. And if you're wanting a little depth in the eyes, really helpful to get the eyeballs recede, we can just double up our strap and gently place it over the eyelids. The arms extended diagonally away. The shoulders relaxed. No more effort. No more doing. Just being here, right now, in Shavasana. lifting the hands and resting the hands on the abdomen. And then removing the strap, but keeping the eyelids closed. The eyelids still closed and rolling over onto the right and gently pushing ourselves back up. The eyelids still closed. Taking a seat on the bolster and just crossing the ankles as we started Sukhasana. Bring the hands together. And just taking a moment to connect with something that we feel grateful for today. And then we can bring the hands back to the thighs. And as the eyelids open, immediately just diffuse the gaze. And when you feel back in this reality, welcome back to your days. Our practice is complete. I hope you enjoyed this work. I hope you'll never forget the number 3. And I hope we practice again together soon. Namaste.